Hey everybody, Michelle is here. Michelle is in the building. All right. Hope everybody's doing magnificent and enjoying your Sunday. Yeah, I thought I saw something over there in the corner. Like, okay. As you know, I'm in a studio apartment, setting it up. Because eventually I'm going to start doing some podcasting, and the studio apartment, you know, it is I call it my little hole in the wall, and that's not to say anything more than that. You know, it's my little hole in the wall. It's a perfect little spot for me right now. I'm doing my lunch, I guess. What time is it? I don't even know. But anyway. It's my little hole in the wall, okay? It's not the best circumstances, but so what? You know, I'm actually very happy. I'm very, very happy that I made this move to the West Coast and to experience this these kind of realities. Because, you know, I told you my parents have always wanted to travel and travel and travel. You know what I would tell them? If I had an opportunity to talk to them right now, I would say to them, unfortunately, they're not missing nothing anymore. You know, they had a better circumstance just to stay in the city where they were. Based on, because see, like I said, they waited until they got up in age, and they waited until their health were issues, that traveling, like the way, if they had traveled the way I've traveled, they wouldn't have made it. They would not have made it because of, you know, the extremeness of the weather, the conditions of the infrastructure. It just would have been, it would have been a logistical nightmare for them, and they would have to pay out a whole lot of money going into hotels for the night, and even though they may have, my dad would have enjoyed it, but my mom would not. Because I know my mom very well. She had a lot of, you know, unrealistic expectations, and that's fine. We'll talk about that at another time, because as I told you, I'm going to be setting up a podcast, and the podcast is where I'm going to be storytelling and giving my theories and opinions, and it's an opportunity for interaction, so anybody can. I'm not sure how we're going to set it up, because eventually I want to set it up when people call in, or people give messages to me. We answer questions back and forth. You know, if you have a question for me, blah, blah, blah. I have a question for you, blah, blah, blah. So it's going to be an exchange of, because like I said, on YouTube, I didn't want that much of an engagement on YouTube for safety reasons, and I'll go into that another time. And the same thing with social media platform in general. I had to consider safety. My safety and the safety of people I love. Okay, and that's excluding my family. How about that? I mean, naturally, I love my family, but, you know, I also love others too. And I love one person in particular, as I hope to have this intimate bond, intimate partnership, and blah, 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 blah. We'll talk about that at another time. Like I said, there's nothing secret about it to me. I mean, like I said, if I could say their name, I would say their name, but I have to respect privacy, and then privacy is of the utmost when it comes to interpersonal relationships, because you'll be surprised at the number of people that do not have it, but yet they pretend they do. You'll be surprised at the number of people who have so much envy and jealousy within them. They would do everything in their power to dismantle anyone that's, you know, sharing their love for someone. You know, they will step in there to go in your DMs, spread rumors about you. And, you know, for me, what I've learned over the years is that, you know, usually that comes from the so-called people in your circle. And it's not necessarily I have a circle of people around me. No, I'm just a one-man show. But you have people that think they know you. That, you know, whether it's a family member, whether it's a neighbor, whether it's somebody you went to school with, and this and that and the other. you will always have people who are under the illusion and delusion that they know someone. Okay, and I can guarantee you, most of them, not even my family members, actually know me. Okay, because we all, you know, I told you I was the last one to leave the house, and what happened is a lot of them just spread it out all over the world, you know, because they had those kind of careers where they were traveling all over the world, and so this was in they were 17, 18 years old. Okay, and they all spread out all over the world. And some came back, you know, a few years later. Some came, you know. So the recollection of anyone's experience is an individual recollection. In other words, I have my own perception of my reality and how my life developed. Just like my siblings have theirs, my cousins and uncles and aunties, all that. Everybody has their own perception. Okay, and I would be lying if I said I knew my brothers and sisters. I would be lying to say that. All I know is they are my brothers and sisters, and we have a certain, you know, a bond, a family bond, because of our parents. Okay. What I will say is I did get to know my mother, because I asked the right questions of her after I figured out what was going on. And I also got to know my dad too. So I know those two, but I don't know much about the rest of my siblings. I'm just going to be really honest, except that they are my siblings. And that, like I said, I have this bond. It's like a family bond of love for them always. That won't ever change. But that doesn't mean that we agree with everything, because in most cases we did not. We butted heads. You know, after the death of our parents, there was a lot of butting of heads, and I'll talk about that and how to get through that. Because for a lot of people, they get devastated when they have a issue with their family. You know, I'm going to share with you how that's, you know, I'm going to share with you how to resolve that. Okay, and so that you can move on and continue to grow and evolve. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, it's about the evolution of the consciousness. Okay, it's not about being liked. Okay, it's not about agreeing always with people. It's not about disagreeing. It's not about having the same perception. It's not about blaming anybody. It's about storytelling my experiences, my perspective, and how I've been successful at it. And I've gotten results. So I am walking the talking. That's my point. And I also want to share as well. I told you about the pendulum, you know, the swinging of the pendulum, and I told you the pendulum is coming back. You know, because it does. At some point, you know, it returns just like the boomerang. And I'm so thankful that through all the, you know, all the trials and tribulations that we all go through, I don't ever recall seeking revenge and retaliation against anyone. And you know what? I just let it go. Was I disappointed sometimes? Hell yeah. I'm not going to lie about that. But it would never resulted to, okay, I'm going to seek revenge or retaliation against this person. I'm going to ruin their career. I'm going to ruin their life. I'm going to ruin their reputation. I'm going to ruin their relationships. You know, I'm going to spread lies and rumors about this person that are not true. Because all those things have happened to me, and I'm sure it's happened to millions and millions of other people, where you don't know where it all is coming from because they're cowards and they like to hide behind, you know, especially with the social media galaxy. The social media galaxy has allowed cowards to hide behind computer screens and computer, you know, and screen names and fake personas and blah, blah, blah. But like I said, at the same time, I still remain righteous throughout. You know, when people have manipulated me, I still remain righteous. When people have used me, righteousness still prevailed. And it didn't necessarily affect me, but yes, a lot of people talk about heartbreak. Yeah, well, because it's in this, it's in that region near the heart. They're saying that their heart is broken, To me, that's a metaphor because, your heart is just an organ, but it can feel the pain. Your liver can feel the same kind of devastation, your kidneys, your brain, all those organs can feel a break, that we associate with the heart. We can associate that with all of our organs, actually. It's a whole unit that's affected when you go through a heartbreak or breakup or being used and abused and manipulated. It just comes with the territory, but who says it feels good? And who says that it's supposed to feel good? It doesn't. And when you know that you've been made a fool of and people are laughing at you behind your back. But, I prevail. And, because I know what's required to be a humane human being. How about that? And at the same time, stay righteous, and not degenerate to where I want to harm people. That has not, that has what I may have had. We all have our little fantasies where I wish I could, wish I could just punch the hell out of them or swing on them with a bat. Who hasn't thought like that, right? But usually I talk myself down because I know how to control me and I know how to control my emotions and my feelings. And so that's what has helped me. So when I start my podcast, I just hope that I can interact and answer questions, offer advice, offer some information, and enjoy the moments, and considering what we're up against with our climate destruction. It's not a crisis anymore, it's a destruction. The massive overpopulation of people, buildings, materialism, destroying and crumbling the infrastructure. Those are actual and factual events. Okay? And so I hope to help people kind of navigate through there, and understand that, through all of that, you can still be in love and want companionship and closeness, even during the worst hours or even during final hours. There's nothing more, I think, satisfying is, to know that, okay, you'll have someone that'll be there for you or you be there for them. That connection, that intimacy, all of that is extremely important. And I'm telling you, love is what everybody is seeking. Don't let them fool you. It's not materialism like money and cars, and because a lot of them have it. I know some that have all of that, and I know some where people are purchasing all that for them, and then they're still not happy. Okay, I told you about my mom. My mom could have all the material things she wanted. My dad would have gotten it for her, but he realized that she was being a bit extreme, and that's because of her mentality and her manicness. Where she'd be up and down, up, and to me, like I said, I think she died of depression more than anything. She died of depression. So we need to consider that. Okay, you can, and which will bring on everything else. If you don't, if it's not being cultivated and contemplated properly with the thoughts, yes, you can. Now, does that mean that you won't get cancer? No, it doesn't. Does it mean you won't have heart issues? No, it doesn't. But there's a way to manage it and accept it and still have a good time, right? So my goal is to help and to offer support to those that need it, those that want it. And I hope there will be many that want to hear what I have to say, and feel what I'm saying, and sense as far as to visualize what my purpose is, and and come along with me on this. We need each other. We really do. Like-mindedness need each other desperately. That's why I'm glad I came out here, because I have a spiritual brother right out here, and that was like the best. That's why I decided to stay in this hub. You know, like I said, this is going to be a hub for me where I am presently. And then if I need to go here, okay. If I need to go there, yeah. You know what I mean? I didn't want to go necessarily into particular areas yet. I want to wait until after the elections, honey. You know, just let all that stuff slide, and you know, so that, you know, people be thinking more clearly and effectively, hopefully. You know, because that's how we get crazy during these times, because we're being terrorized. Our consciousness is being terrorized by lies and deceptiveness, divisiveness, you know, just constant terrorism to our consciousness, you know, done in the form of politics, right? So we're gonna offer some. When I say we, I'm sure I'm gonna have others that want to come along and assist me in this mission. I guess we can call it whatever we want, but it's about love, because ultimately that's what everyone seeks. That is what everyone wants desperately, is love. Okay, love in the form of another human being, and have it returned. You know, so that's what I'm up to. That's what I'm up to. I'll keep you posted on the progress of the studio, because like I said, I want to do some adjustments in here, work on, you know, minimizing sound, outward sounds, so we can have some privacy up in here. And do, you know, put my little touch on it, because it's just a plain canvas, actually, you know, just white and gray, you know, and it works for me. This is a larger studio than I'm used to. You know, the studio I had in the past was a bit smaller than this, so this is gonna work. Like I said, so it's room for two. Yeah. So, but anyway, I just want to give that update. I'll keep you posted on when I plan to set up my podcast, and hope to have everyone. And I'll put a link on my Facebook and other social media platforms, so that you can come along and ride, you know, on this fantastic voyage with me, this fantastic journey with me, and see how we can, you know, make some positive moves, some neutralized positive moves in others' lives, and help people get through stuff. We really need to raise our vibration, a lot of us, and that's in the form of an evolution of our consciousness. We have to. That means we got to get out of believing things, get out of the supernatural, and be grounded in reality. I can help you do that, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and stop right now. Go ahead and have my lunch. Yeah, it's a little late lunch, but that's all right. And then start working on some other projects I got going here. And so I'll keep you posted. And I just want everyone to enjoy your life, enjoy your loved ones, and I'm sending peace and love all over. And trust me, I'll be back.